In a special Denmark production, we go to Skinwalker Ranch.
This is Avril Lavigne, isn't it? Our adventure has started. Everybody say hey! What's up? Hey, hey! On our way to Skinwalker Ranch. Listen to our girl Avril, I think. I don't know what the hell this is actually.
It's Taylor.
You're the one
it's
who put
Taylor?
it on there.
It's Taylor?
You're the one that said, put my CD in.
Oh, man. Fuck, my bad. All right.
Oh, the yacht. Look at that. That's a thing.
Oh yeah, man.
This world is a strange one.
Actually, I gotta roll down this window.
So we haven't seen nothing yet, huh?
Yeah, no, we ain't seen shit. This is actually a really crappy spot to get off at. I just want to post shit so people can see how cool our adventure is.
Yeah, I can always give you some more.
Yeah, me, you big fuckers.
It's not good at Justice being in the corner. As I say, we should pull over. That's not what I'm talking about.
No, but this is worth filming, this part. That's the Rockies.
Snow up there.
It's always snowing. All year round. Them Rockies.
The shape-shifting creatures are back. Skinwalkers are monsters that can take different shapes, both familiar and horrific ones. Native American lore describes them as witch doctors who wore the skin of animals to shapeshift, while many real sightings have shown them to be malevolent beasts that use familiar shapes and
For real though, we could bust a tire. I really want to make it home. Now.
Lost service again.
So this is really Indian.
Yeah, the hellacious amount of land. You know, so we're sticking
Keep in mind that up to that point in my life, I was never too superstitious and into paranormal things. They only seemed like things for TV screens. Anyway,
Smell the sea and the sky.
Is that how you military?
Is that how you military?
Yeah, is that how you do the militaries?
Nah, I mean, I do whatever I want.
That's not true. Say that really fast. That was cool as like a rap. How much motor could a motor sergeant, if the motor sergeant couldn't start a motor?
Board of entry.
Board of entry.
God damn, dude.
It just
There's
became.
nothing out here.
It just became nothing
How do we
again.
have no phone service?
Do we have no phone service again?
Get it right. We'll get to this.
I meant to say, how do we have phone service?
Oh, because flat Earth.
All the other planets are round, just us.
the native told us that saying its name will
Dan
attract it.
Lucy.
He warned us
Dan-
clearly to
Dan
never
Lucy.
say its name.
Oh, they're doing it again.
Dan, you got anything to say to the people?
What?
You got anything to say to the people?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, and I already feel the excitement of something. Oh, what's that? Ooh, what is that little creature? Is that a squirrel? Is that a bird?
Right there. That's a big
Mm.
Did you guys go out that way already?
Yeah, we went to the edge of the property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we go up that hill over there?
That's
That's far away.
that's not on the.
Take you to it. Take you to the now to that cross.
Sure.
Let's jump. That's west. That's north.
Adrian!
Don't yell. Don't yell.
East.
So I was left to venture.
This is Marsh Peak over here. In a canyon. Peak, Texas, just a little 15,000. Well, it's pretty much in a straight line from the ranch down there. The ranch is right down there. And what? See. Well, if you wait till after dark, coyotes will start barking.
This is basically like an open theater to the supernatural and the UFOs.
Yeah. Well, eventually, I'm gonna force it up.
You witnessed this with your own eyes, huh?
Yeah, I was the investigating officer.
Oh wow! Holy smokes!
I'm the deputy sheriff that did the investigations on it.
Oh wow!
Wow.
So everybody around here believes it. I mean,
Oh shit, everybody around here,
had
Has experienced it.
if you live in a basin, sooner or later you're gonna come heads on with something paranormal. Mutilated is something, in my opinion, mutilation means like a wolf or a pack of dogs tearing the hell out of something, mutilating it.
Right.
These were surgically operated on cattle. And we still today don't have any idea how to do that type of surgery.
That's right. That's right.
Everything from the shoulder blades forward was gone. The neck, The blood, everything. There wasn't even
No
a
blood.
spot of blood.
So it was
The
done somewhere else.
eyeballs, the tongue, everything was gone. There was just an empty neck sack and the head. See that last olive tree up there?
Yeah.
It was about right against this ridge right here, but about even that tree. That's what the second mutilation had.
Is that alpacas or what?
They had so many fucking mutilations around here, and well, llamas are main motherfuckers. They'll chase you out and fill the cows.
Really?
Yeah. Because they're really, really protective.
Aggressive.
Right. And, well, you don't ever want to get a llama after your ass. They're gonna kill you. First of all, they'll spit in your goddamn face. That spit will burn the hell out of your eyes. And then they kick and bite and jump on you. And then
Sounds like my ex.
they're burning something.
You see him?
Yep. There you go, buddy.
It goes on. How big is it?
Tiny.
Can you catch it, you think?
No.
What the hell?
Leave Bambi
Well,
alone,
you
Spencer.
can catch them right there. So
Go wrestle that bitch.
Well,
You can catch a
what
deer,
he
you can.
Now, I don't know how much you've heard about this area. But I'm going to take you up there. This is Bottle Hollow Reservoir.
On a hollow? Yeah. Okay.
You've heard of
Yeah, I've
that?
heard of it. Yeah.
That's where they've seen eyes and lights.
Yeah, come out of the water, go in. Yeah. I was telling the guys about it.
Now, this is the lake that claimed to have water babies. They call them water babies. Your
They call
snake
them
look
what?
like a baby, but they live in
Water babies? Yeah. What is that?
Yeah, it's a Indian boogeyman legend.
Oh, gotcha.
If you go swimming in Bottle
It
Hollow,
gets you.
the, the water babies will grab you by the ankle, pull you under the ground again.
Dan, not a
The
loose.
native told us that saying its name will attract it. He warned us clearly to never say its name. So when we were done listening, he blessed us. A couple of hours later, talking about the day to our leader, we said the name about 2 times, being the idiots we were. We soon forgot all about the warnings and snuck out that night, drinking energy drinks and coffee to keep us awake and energized. We were interested in going down a path
In the basin.
It led us deep into the forest. Edge. We were walking, and I had caught the scent of a strange smell. It smelled like rotten milk, but much worse. I don't know how to describe it exactly. I even began to get a little bit paranoid that we were getting followed,
Stay on 70
and
west.
creepy enough, I was right.
470?
We soon started hearing heavy
40 or
footsteps
470?
behind us.
You get the fine and yeah, and any jobs you do here, you have to give them the percent of whatever you make. What? They are loaded. So rich. Yeah. Jobs like, you know.
I bumped into something. The smell was stronger than ever. It felt like I had bumped into a red-hot iron. I jumped back to see the tallest living animal I've ever seen in my life. This thing towered over me, and I swear to God it had some sort of reddish thing covering its dark brown fur. It's hard to explain its head and facial features. It was like a bear mixed with a human in the worst way. Its eyes were blunt yellow, and I feared for my life. I didn't have to scream. The creature did for me. and it sounded like a wolf's howl mixed with the static of a TV. I ran, and I grabbed Eric, who was paralyzed with fear, staring to prey upon humans. No matter what they really are, skinwalkers are still terrifying beings you do not want to run into in the woods at night.
It's like, oh shit, what's that? Definitely hear footsteps outside. And what seems to be close then far. And its trees look incredibly weird. And the taking like shape of people. And why does it feel close then distant? Yeah, right. It's just interesting last night considering both Kenny and I heard the sounds, and you know, I was kind of pointing at the trees, and I was like, dude, like they went from looking like trees to all looking like humanoid in nature. And it was just kind of crazy. It's like it looked like they had arms and legs and heads that were staring in our direction. So kind of weird, you know? But also the fact that something sounded like it was right next to the car, but then it would sound far away, and it would sound like it was single thing, then multiple things, and it was just sort of interesting to see deer actually come and seek you out. I swear this one deer did not look like a normal deer, but it was the same one. And he just kept popping up and slowly, progressively getting closer. Very interesting. You definitely feel as if something extra is occurring. And you know, it's interesting. At one point, Kenny and I were both staring at the deer, and I'm like, dude, is that thing just staring at us? And I'm like, I'm gonna look away. And I look back, and I did. And he's like, yeah, didn't stop staring. I'm like, you look away real quick. He just kept staring. And then I was like, all right, let's both look away real quick for a second. And so we did, and it was gone. Border of reality. So it's, you know, kind of felt like it had the whole woods at its disposal, as if the animals communicated with each other and then communicated with the trees and communicated with whatever energy was there. And it was like separate entities, yet simultaneously be controlled by one presence. Or it had like a singular consciousness or connective consciousness. It's really, really interesting, but I felt just the complexity. I can't say that it felt evil necessarily, but more just multi-layered, like as if this is just one of the dimensions it dwells in or whatever. I don't know, it just felt like it knew what it was doing. And you know, I have a theory that, you know, whatever is there uses, you know, people's fear or whatever as an energy source. And so maybe it gets reactions, or it just sort of tests what your intentions are, and then if, you know, it feels like it can get something out of you, it does, and then harnesses that for whatever it's trying to do, I guess, because, I mean, matter's limited to here, I guess, but energy is not limited in dimensions, and ultimately everything is just frequency. So, you know, affects something here on this plane, maybe it affects other planes too, but I can only speculate, obviously, because, you know, but it's definitely didn't feel like it was one of those just you and nature. It definitely felt like you, nature, and some very ancient, complicated Avril Lavigne, complex sort of thing that just that used language beyond what we do, like transcended the limitations and found, you know, just knows how to integrate itself into objects and nature itself, and I guess some sort of cohesive unit. But it's actually been more interesting experience than I thought it would be, actually. I felt sort of compelled to come here, just sort of like it was inevitable. And I definitely don't regret going, especially with all the laughs we had. But I can see how, like, arrogance is sort of rewarded with more fear. And I feel like if you're just sort of respectful, maybe it recognizes intentions. But I definitely felt like it felt out little feelers with the different animals and almost like, whenever I feel like whenever we'd say something significant, it would then like go off and go communicate with something else, as if it's like, okay, it's relaying information or something. But I remember Spencer was like, he kind of woke up and was like, yo, this thing was on the top of the ridge and had its arms sprawled out and like looking right at us. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Which is because I felt like there was a presence just almost like conducting the whole thing.
Interesting.
My whole life, I've always, encountered supernatural things. I used to hear voices whispering in the shadows at night, and occasionally would hear something call my name, and, didn't think anything of it until I started telling people about it. And people were like, that's not normal. You're not supposed to do that. That's scary stuff. And then I'd start to be afraid of it. And then it was right when I started feeling afraid of it, it's like that's when a different type of thing would pop out, and the walls themselves would start to move, and it was like, oh crap, certain things felt dark or evil. But I feel like things are a certain frequency, and then like I feel like fear itself is like a meal. So like how we eat food, obviously it's like something of a certain vibration maybe recognizes fear as like a cookie or something, like something that can detect a heat signature. Fear might just be its vision.
Some final thoughts on the adventure. It's definitely a presence here, but didn't feel as malicious, I guess, as I thought it might be. More curious and more heavily manifest intent. And so I feel like ultimately what you bring is what you receive. But I imagine that's with most things, eh? But and talk about the borderline of the supernatural and reality. I feel sort of how, I guess, the borderline between you making your life positive and being stuck in a hell of depression really comes down to what you put into it. And so I think ultimately we're pretty powerful, and you really do get back what you put in. Farewell, Skinwalker Ranch.
Baked beans as fuck. Oh, majestic and stuff. Yeah, that's about right. What the fuck? Protector. Put that special sauce on there. God damn. Oh man, I'm recording this.
There you go, Spencer. I made you a sock since you only brought one for the whole trip.
Pour some of that juice on there.
Don't put any more juice.
Put some baby juice on that dirty ass thing. That thing's got some weird mold growing on it.
Now that it's safe to examine.
I don't know where we're at.
It was final words, sort of. Now we're back from the trip. We made it. It's crazy. We made it though. But so the only thing that I had made a point, and I even told everybody like, "Hey, I'm putting my keys in my bag," and my keys are literally the only thing that didn't make it back. So that's interesting. Kenny's axe is still there. Adrian took 5 rocks, which equals the same amount. I had 4 keys, and he had an axe, and 5 rocks, 5 stings. But the night I was back, when I fell asleep, I had a weird dream that a creature wearing a skull and like had horns, and it just was kind of like lightly cackling. It's like it's like, you know where your keys are. I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch! Skinwalker took my damn keys. But also when we were gone, a couple of people said some weird stuff happened when we were gone. Melissa said that like she woke up, sounded like someone was like clanging pots together in her kitchen, and you know, she thought maybe the cat wasn't knocked stuff over, but it kept going. She just went in there and she's like, when I went in there, like there was nothing disturbed, like nothing that made any, you know, could have made any noise was out of place. And so I'm like, But weird stuff happens. I'm going to do a bigger report on this, but figured I'd get this out as kind of like a quick summary of a trip. A lot of fun, a lot of humor. Haven't laughed that hard in a while, but also a definitive sense of there was something else in the room, or in this case, the forest, the open. To be continued.
False security has lulled the madness of this world into a slumber. Wake up, and eyes upon you.